Welcome back to This Day in Scottish History. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald. Today, we commemorate an extraordinary achievement in the field of medicine that took place on October 30th, 1960, at Edinburgh Royal Infirmary, where Sir Michael Woodruff performed the first successful kidney transplant in the United Kingdom. This pioneering surgery marked a significant step forward in transplant medicine, revolutionizing healthcare practices in the UK and paving the way for organ transplantation across Europe. So, who was Sir Michael Woodruff? Born in London on April 3rd, 1911, Woodruff spent much of his early life in Australia, where his father was a professor at the University of Melbourne. Woodruff initially studied electrical engineering and mathematics, excelling in both fields before ultimately turning to medicine. It was during his medical studies that Woodruff's passion for surgery took root. He graduated with high honours from the University of Melbourne, proving himself a dedicated student in both theory and practice. World War II thrust Woodruff into extraordinary circumstances. As a captain in the Australian Army Medical Corps, he was deployed to British Malaya, where he was captured by Japanese forces and held as a prisoner of war at the infamous Changi Prison Camp. The experience proved transformative for him. In the harsh conditions of the camp, Woodruff noticed his fellow prisoners were at risk of serious vitamin deficiencies due to a poor diet. Displaying remarkable ingenuity, he devised a method for extracting essential nutrients from agricultural waste, using old machinery salvaged around the camp. His resourcefulness undoubtedly saved countless lives and demonstrated his deep commitment to medical problem solving, even under the harshest of circumstances. Following the war, Woodruff returned to Melbourne to continue his surgical training, but his ambitions soon took him to England, where he joined Sheffield University. It was here that his fascination with organ transplantation truly began to develop. He dedicated himself to studying transplant rejection, a major barrier in early transplantation efforts. Collaborating with eminent scientists, Woodruff examined the immune response which rejects foreign tissue as part of the body's natural defences. This research laid the groundwork for one of his most important contributions, advancing immunosuppression methods to allow the body to accept transplanted organs without the immune system attacking them. Woodruff continued his career in various academic settings, from Aberdeen to the University of Otago in New Zealand. In each post, he persisted in his work on tissue rejection and developed innovative techniques to aid his research. By the late 1950s, Woodruff had become a distinguished figure in transplant biology, a field on the brink of incredible advancements. In 1957, he took up a position at the University of Edinburgh, where his expertise could flourish. With Edinburgh's support, he launched a research group focused on immunology and transplantation, investigating how to manipulate the immune system to prevent organ rejection. This group's findings would soon lead to Woodruff's most groundbreaking achievement, the first successful kidney transplant in the UK. By October 1960, Woodruff had identified the ideal conditions for his pioneering procedure. A 49-year-old man with severe kidney disease and an identical twin willing to donate one of his kidneys provided the perfect combination for success. Because the twins were genetically identical, the donor's kidney was less likely to be rejected by the recipient's immune system, significantly increasing the odds of a successful transplant. On October 30th, 1960, Woodruff led the surgery at Edinburgh Royal Infirmary. The procedure, which involved careful removal and reattachment of the kidney, marked a milestone in British medical history. Both the recipient and his twin brother lived another 6 years following the surgery, proving that organ transplantation could not only be successful, but could offer patients a meaningful extension of life. Woodruff's accomplishment quickly drew international attention, and soon the doors opened for further advancements in organ transplantation. In the years that followed, Edinburgh became a leading centre for transplant research, setting a standard for innovative and compassionate care. Woodruff himself continued to lead this field, eventually performing 127 kidney transplants before his retirement in 1976. His influence on surgery, however, went beyond kidney transplantation. He developed a method for attaching the transplanted ureter to the bladder, a technique that remains in use today, helping patients worldwide benefit from a safer and more reliable kidney transplant process. Woodruff's commitment to medical research continued into his retirement, focusing on cancer research and immunotherapy, further cementing his legacy in medical science. For his contributions to surgery and science, Woodruff was honoured with numerous awards and recognitions, including being elected a Fellow of the Royal Society in 1968 and receiving a knighthood the following year. Despite his towering achievements, those who knew Woodruff often remarked on his modesty and dedication to his craft rather than the accolades he received. His legacy remains strong, particularly in Edinburgh, where the transplant unit he established continues to serve as a model of excellence in surgical practice and research. As we reflect on the transformative impact of Sir Michael Woodruff's work, his story reminds us of the relentless dedication that drives medical innovation and the remarkable impact of a single successful operation on the field of medicine. Join us tomorrow as we continue to delve into the stories that have shaped Scotland's past. I'm Colin MacDonald, and thank you for listening to This Day in Scottish History. Haste ye back.